if I go for a promotion in the future, it's because of me, not because of the colour of my skin or because, I'm that part of the LGBT parade. I'm a twin, so I've got a twin Horatio. He was the dad's boy and I was always the mummy's boy. It was quite clear when we were younger that we were two sides of the same coin in a lot of ways, but we were always quite different in terms of personalities. So I've always been the extrovert and he'd be quite happy just being in a book. In the early 90s, being an ethnic minority was quite difficult, particularly in Bradford, which is where we grew up, having a mum who looked white but actually was Pakistani and white, and a father who was fully Caribbean. The racism was quite harsh. And I guess that just made me a lot more extroverted and give an outward perception that I was proud of my skin, and I wasn't. But it was really easy to have that kind of shield to say that I was. I think I was around 16 when I realised I was gay, and I told my mum and she didn't mind. I told her over the kitchen table, she was all great with it. And then I told my dad and my brother, they disowned me the same day. They said it was their way or the highway, and I was like, well, it's the highway then, and I'm not going to see you again. And that's upsetting, but I'm strong enough to get past that. I have gone through a life where I've always been told to be proud of who I am. And this is part of who I am. And I think it was a few weeks later when the council announced that they had £250,000 worth of grants to give out to ethnic minorities or LGBT members of the community to do something in the community. I realised I fit both pillars. I had gone out with my mummy and my auntie, and my auntie's got a lovely little girl who's got a lot of developmental challenges. She's having a moment in the corner, which is fine, and then in the other side of the room there was an inflatable archery set, and whilst my mum and my auntie were talking, she'd walked off to it and I'd spotted her do it, and she just completely calmed down. Really focused, listening to the guy. There's a theory that children who are developmentally challenged respond better to a sport they know can hurt. And I was like, that's it. And the link between archery and developmentally challenged children was really clear for the community that I lived in. And I knew that archery was going to be a great sport. Plus it's great fun. The council gave us £200,000. As months went on, we ended up having 250 children doing archery Wednesday, Thursday, Friday with 8 instructors. And then it got big. And it got too big. I was stressed, I was burnt out. And then, having not spoken to my father, our brother, since I was 16, news hit that my brother had passed away. And he passed away 6 months ago. So I had no time to do any sort of closure. And I said, we're done. From the age of 14 to 24, I'd done 310,000 hours of volunteering. And it was the most in terms of sport at the time that I was nominated for an MBE. And I refused my MBE at the time. I said no, I didn't want it. I never did what I did for someone to say thank you. I did it because I realised there was a gap in my community. And I was like, if I died tomorrow, have I made an impact in my community? The answer to doing this charity work to me was yeah. A couple of years later, whilst working for Barclays, I met Rob. And I asked him, I was like, do you want to walk the parade in Manchester? And we did. We walked the parade with Barclays because Barclays sponsors the parade. And it was an amazing day, and it felt so safe and so loving to be part of. And it's really empowering to know that you can be working for a company like I do that honestly just doesn't mind. I think it's really key to bring your whole self to work, and you've got to find the right company that hopefully will just let you bring yourself. And your friends and your family don't have to be family that you were born into. They can be whoever you decide family is, because it's your family. I'm JJ Atkins, and this is me.